305, an act making continuing appropriations for the fiscal year ending September 30th, 2022, and for other purposes, and providing for emergency assistance and for other purposes. Senate amendment. Ms. DeLauro of Connecticut moves that the House concur in the Senate amendment to H.R. 5305.
Pursuant to the order of the House of September 29, 2021, the motion shall be debatable for 1 hour, equally divided and controlled by the chair and ranking member of the Committee on Appropriations or their respective designees. The gentlelady from Connecticut, Ms. DeLauro, and the gentlelady from Texas, Ms. Granger, will each control 30 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentlelady from Connecticut.
Madam Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that all members may have 5 legislative days within which to revise and extend their remarks and include extraneous material on the Senate amendment to H.R. 5305.
Without objection, so ordered.
Madam Speaker, I yield myself such time as I may consume.
The gentlelady is recognized.
Madam Speaker, I rise in support of the Extending Government Funding and Delivering Emergency Assistance Act. By extending government funding through December 3rd, this bill provides tens of billions of dollars to support working families who live paycheck to paycheck. It ensures that vital education, health, housing, and public safety programs continue to serve those who rely on them. And at a time of economic devastation in many parts of our country, we need a government that looks out for the middle class, for working families, for small businesses, and the vulnerable who work hard. The funding in this bill will grow opportunity and lift up hard-working American families. It will support our early childhood education programs, our schools, and our high-quality job training. It will continue to help the hungry put food on the table and keep food safety inspectors on the job. It will safeguard our consumers from product safety hazards and protect our environment from polluters. And it will ensure the most vulnerable remain healthy and housed with access to life-saving resources and support services that they need. As I have made clear, this bill is not a permanent solution. I look forward to soon beginning negotiations with my counterparts across the aisle and across the Capitol to complete full-year government funding bills that reverse decades of disinvestment. In addition to the temporary funding extension, this bill responds to recent emergencies such as hurricanes, storms, wildfires, extreme heat, and severe droughts. Thousands of Americans across the United States are still suffering from the impact of these many recent disasters. That is why this bill provides $28.6 billion in desperately needed federal aid to all corners of our nation, including $7.5 billion for Hurricane Ida, so that struggling families, small businesses, and hard-hit communities can get back on their feet and rebuild their lives and their livelihoods. Further, in addition to responding to these recent natural disasters, this bill addresses the humanitarian needs resulting from the end of 20 years of war in Afghanistan. Today, we are providing $6.3 billion for urgent humanitarian assistance in the region, including assistance for vulnerable populations, including women, girls, and minorities. And it honors our commitments to our Afghan allies and their families who are now in the United States. This bill supports temporary housing, security screenings, and long-term resettlement of these Afghan evacuees. And it paves the way to ensure that people who risk their lives for us can make a new life here where they will contribute richly to the fabric of our nation. I am proud of this bill. The moral test of government is defined by how we treat those who need our help. Investing in our citizens and delivering relief where it is needed lays the groundwork to build back better from the devastation of the pandemic. The American people are worth the investment. The American people are capable of building a future that is stronger and more prosperous as long as they have the tools they need to do it. This bill helps ensure that they have those tools. I want to especially thank the hardworking staff on both sides of the aisle of the Appropriations Committee for their work on this bill, including Majority Staff Director Robin Giuliano, Deputy Matt Washington, the front office and the clerks of the 12 subcommittees, and the communications team. I want to say a thank you to Ranking Member Granger for her partnership and the work of the minority staff, including Staff Director Anne-Marie Chotvax and Deputy Johnny Caberly. I urge my colleagues to support this bill This has been a bipartisan and a bicameral agreement and effort of which we are proud, and I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentlelady from Texas.